As the season nears its end, the Wings are still fighting for the pride of Philadelphia. With only 2 home games left, Paul Day's crew are poised to finish strong, and the New England Black Wolves are tonight's task. NLL action starts now.
Wings Lacrosse on PHL 17.
It's time, Philadelphia.
The Wings were out in California last weekend, but they're home in South Philly tonight, where it's all about you, the fans. Fan Appreciation Night at Wells Fargo Center. The Black Wolves in town, third and final meeting of the season between these East Division foes. And a pleasant good evening. We welcome you into this broadcast of Philadelphia Wings Lacrosse on PHL 17, along with former Wings captain Scott Gabrielson. I'm Andrew Mossbrooks. Our third voice, Aaron Dolan, will be with us in just a couple minutes. Last time these teams met, it was a home and home on back-to-back nights, the Black Wolves and the Wings. On the second game, Gabes, it was Callum Crawford for the Black Wolves doing a bunch of damage, a 12-point game. But tonight, the Wings don't have to worry about Crawford.
No, they do not. They do not have to worry about the National Lacrosse League's leading scorer because Callum Crawford is out, serving a 2-game suspension. This is the last game, so he will miss the game tonight. Now, on the Philadelphia Wings side, the Wings are also going to be with some fresh faces, too. They're banged up on defense. They're going to be without the services of Zach Reed and Chet Konetsky and Eric Schul. So look for Kyle Matisse as well as Frank Brown to play O&D.
We know this is a young team, a lot of rookies, and when you think of 2 of them, I'm thinking Steph Charbonneau and Josh Courier. They have been so good for the Wings this season.
Yeah, so let's start with Steph Charbonneau, number 18. He's the most consistent player on the team. 4th in the National Lacrosse League for defensive scoring, 70 loose balls, 13 caused turnovers. Incredibly exciting. And then on the offensive end, Josh Courier, the most consistent offensive player for the Philadelphia Wings. 21 goals, 19 assists, 40 points. This guy's all over the place. He creates a nightmare for the opposing defenders. Dynamic Dodger is Courier. Last game versus New England, he had 6 points on a goal and 5 assists. And he had a hot hand last week against San Diego with 3 goals and 4 assists for 7 points.
Yeah, he was leading the Wings offense in that second half where they almost got that win against San Diego. Now, when you go back to New England, they are without Callum Crawford. That's a big help, but they have 2 really good guys in Tyler Digby and Stephen LeBlanc that can pick up the workload.
Well, Tyler Digby, number 23, the guy's a house. 6'3", 265 pounds. Look for him to set up in front of the net, create some havoc. He's got 19 goals, 40 assists for 59 points, and he's been the most, he's got 6 points in 3 consecutive games. Now, 86, Steph LeBlanc, he's the leading scorer for the Black Wolves, and he's had 13 points for New England against Philadelphia. Look for LeBlanc to pick up the scoring deficit lost by Crawford.
Yeah, and a win tonight for the New England Black Wolves would put them in a playoff spot. They would clinch a playoff spot in the NLL's East Division. But before we get to tonight's game, let's go downstairs. Our third voice, Aaron Dolan.
Well, guys, earlier this week, offensive coach Tracy Kelusky said that this team needs to set the bar higher. They need to get out of the rookie mentality because they have so much more to give. So for them to win tonight, the vets and the rookies are going to have to pull together. Back to you guys.
Thanks, Aaron. Well, earlier today, the Philadelphia Flyers played. Their game ended at 3:37. In less than 2 hours, our crew, Wells Fargo Center, laid the floor down for Wings Lacrosse. It's coming up next, the Black Wolves and Wings on PHL 17. This presentation of Philadelphia Wings Lacrosse is brought to you by Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance. Visit geico.com to see how much you could save.
Jeff, as a former alum, what is it like coming back to the games with your kids?
It's been a real gift to be able to share with them really, a super important and very proud part of our life, proud part of where we live and where I grew up. And to be able to share that with them is a real gift.
And what is your favorite memory being a Wings player?
Well, I'll tell you right now, 5 of us that played on that team all live in the same neighborhoods. I think our wives hang out more than we do now. But it kind of gives you an idea of what a close-knit group that we grew into. And you can tell by watching the development of this team, you tell they have a great chemistry in the locker room as well. I'm sure we're going to see a lot of wins coming up.
Thank you for joining us. Back to you guys.
All right, we'll take a look at our starting goaltenders, brought to you by Inspira Health. We've got Doug Jamieson in goal against none other than Doug Buchan for the Wings.
Doug Buchan between the pipes again for Philadelphia. Good to see. He's been playing so well, even with the 1-7 record. Doug Jamieson is going to fill for the Black Wolves. They've been going back and forth with Alex Bouquet, but it's going to be Jamieson in the net as we start this game.
So the Wings win the opening draw. Doug Jamieson earned 43 saves on 54 shots in their last meeting up at Mohegan Sun Arena, a 17-11 win for the Black Wolves against the Wings. That came on February 17th. Games, while we have a moment, go back to that alumni interview because I know you want to talk about him.
Yeah, Jeff Spano, number 47, great player back in the day. It's like a Steph Charbonneau type player. Transition, great defensive guy. Could, very hard to beat, but just absolute speed pushing up the floor. Great to have Jeff Spano back as a alumni for the Philadelphia Wings.
Comparing him to Steph Charbonneau, that's a compliment for Charbonneau, and that is a goal from one of our other highlighted players in the Open, Tyler Digby. He gets his 20th of the year. It's 1-0 Black Wolves.
Pretty appropriate that we highlighted Tyler Digby in the Open. That big body we talked about setting up right in front. Great two-man game, a little pick and roll, comes off at two men, two wings you see right there. Digby just catch, little twister shot and finish. Have a little concern about Charbonneau. He took a low shot to the knee and went down. Hopefully he's not banged up, but there's Tyler Digby getting New England on the board first.
So the Black Wolves scoring in the opening minute of the game. It's 49 seconds in. The Wings find themselves down, but they'll look to get it back. Here's Dylan Evans galloping up, one of few healthy guys on the defense. As we also talked about in our Open, this is just a banged-up team for Philadelphia 12 games into the year. Josh Courier, well, thankfully he's healthy. He's very good. So is Kevin Crowley, and we'll get a stoppage and the possession awarded to the Black Wolves. Take a look at head coach and general manager Paul Day.
Coach Paul Day, a teacher, an educator, a leader of men. This is a tactical type coach, great motivator, excellent guy to have behind the bench for this young Philadelphia Wings team.
Coming up with it is the captain, Kyle Matisse, a guy head coach Paul Day thinks very highly of. It'll be over to Courier and then back to the captain. Left wing side, he peels in, front shot, looking to tie it was Vaughn Harris, and that is stopped by Jamieson.
Vaughn Harris in the lineup looking to play double duty. Coach Day's looking to have him play double duty on offense and defense, an athletic offensive and transition player. Let's look at a little flip by Matisse. Finds Harris right in front of the crease, shot, but a bit nice save by Jamieson.
And you have to keep an eye on a guy, pretty easy to spot, number 77, the longest hair on either team. Had a hat trick against him last time. Derek Downs, 24-year-old rookie, scored his first career hat trick against Philadelphia in this building last month.
Yes, Downs is a guy to watch for New England. Very crafty. Produces a bunch of goals off that left side for New England.
Kevin Crowley certainly could deem the word crafty. Jordan Hall was giving it to him by that. There's Blaze Reardon. Hugged off, Matt Rambo tries to scoop it up, and he will. Lofts it in the air, in front, Reardon the shot. Doug Jamieson with a solid stop.
Nice effort, great second chance opportunity. Here's Crowley with the ball, and we don't talk about him enough, I guess, but we should be talking about him all the time. He's really the star. He's that quarterback on the offense, playing so well, big 21 from outside. He normally likes to get things started quick with some outside shots or touches early, get the ball moving, and him and Matisse have been quite effective in the two-man game on the right side.
Colton Watkinson will hand it off for the Black Wolves over 3 minutes in. Glad you could join us on PHL 17 for the Wings and Black Wolves. Andrew Mossbrooks alongside Scott Gabrielson and Aaron Dolan. Little skim shot thrown in. Doug Buchan makes the stop. Liam Patton will march ahead on the left side. Puts on the brakes for Courier, coming off a 7-point game against San Diego. Currier cranks it back. You can see a replay of this shot coming to Buchan. Look, soft little shot, almost a trick play.
Little backhand shuffle. Buchan was all over it in that 5-hole. There's Currier, always moving, whether on offense or defense. Just a great athlete all over the place.
Both teams with 3 shots. I have a feeling the 4th one's coming for the Black Wolves. Peeling away was Greg Downing. Up top holding is Joe Resiteritz. We didn't see him last time. He was actually acquired from Rochester near the trade deadline. The Black Wolves sent away a 2nd-round 2019 pick and a 2022 first-round entry draft selection.
Big pickup for New England. Mike French, the owner of the team, has talked about Resiteritz. They've wanted to get him for years. They just love the way he plays, his athleticism, his production. He's a shooter first, passes second, but he's a guy that can put the ball in the net for New England. Keep your eye on number 15.
Look at this save. Stephen LeBlanc, cross-floor pass, and Buchan making himself look large on that stop.
Great look. Just shows every game these players get better, and Doug Buchan is one of them. He's learned how to seal off that backside pass and that backside pipe on that skip pass.
And then Matt Bennett was without a lacrosse stick, 15 in the home dark sweaters for Philadelphia, rode orange and white for New England. And we haven't had a chance to talk yet about Matt Bennett, the newest acquisition for the Wings, as a shot will miss the net, bounce high, and catch plexi. Philadelphia first to it.
Yep.
Buchan, look at that physicality right there. Good use.
Yeah, Liam Patton pushing the ball, but we talk about 15 for New England. Well, the new 15 for the Philadelphia Wings is Matt Bennett on defense. Nice pickup for the Philadelphia Wings to get some fresh legs on their banged-up defense.
A high shot denied. Doug Jamieson making several saves in the opening minutes of this game. Vaughn Harris will hold on, crank it down low to Currier. He'll tiptoe his way to the mid-floor and then hand off Jordan Hall. Spun away from a check. Up top, Currier waits, fakes, in front shot, they score! Blaze Reardon, 17th goal of the season. The game is tied at 1.
Wow, what a play. What a fantastic cut by Reardon, coming up from behind goal line, extended left-hand side, but Currier found him. Look at Hall, gets it to Currier, but look at Reardon just coming up, circling the crease, catches it lefty, buries it to the near pipe. What a great pass by Currier. Jamieson thought he was going to let it loose with a shot from outside, but no, he dumps it down to the left-hand post. Reardon's there to catch, finish, goal, Philly. Great job, Blaze Reardon.
24-year-old, and Reardon last week for the first time all season was unable to put a ball in the back of the net. First time all year he went without a goal, but didn't have to wait long until he got one in this game. So 1-1 the score. Liam Patton will twirl around after the draw win by Baptiste, who headed off. Now it's Matisse with it. Currier on the side, just got an assist, might go for a goal, and he gets one! Josh Currier, 22nd of the year. The Wings take their first lead, 2-1.
Josh Currier, again, there you go. That's why we talk about Josh Currier and let you know before the game that he is a player to watch. Number 27, he's just constant movement all over the floor. Here he is, stepping to his top side of the field and then dipping down low underneath and then launches across the crease, finds that far pipe underneath Jamieson's left hand for a goal. Beautiful goal by Josh Currier. He's the leading goal scorer for the Philadelphia Wings right now. That gives him his 22nd, his 41st point. Great play by Currier. Just see the athleticism of him. He loves the diving goals. He's always going to make it interesting and exciting watching Josh Currier.
A little bit of bang-bang offense. Currier gets a helper to Reardon, and then he says, I'll do it myself. So it was held up top by big Frank Brown. He turns it over. Here come the Black Wolves. Running away with it on a breakaway. Colton Watkinson denied. Now it's Patton. Well, the Wings have a tendency to go on those runs early in the game. Take a look. Watkinson alone. He's shouldered off by Doug Buchan. Back to the live play. Vaughn Harris picks up the loose change. There's Matt Rambo. Rambo twirling, spinning, and juking over to Jordan Hall. Just lost it out of the netting in his stick. And we will get a stoppage.
Nice two-man game by Rambo and Hall right there.
7:43 to go in the first quarter. The Black Wolves struck first, but the Wings retaliated with two of their own, Courier and Reardon. We'll be back. This presentation of Philadelphia Wings Lacrosse on PHL 17 is brought to you by the Pennsylvania Lottery. Play Golden 777. The new scratch off from the Pennsylvania Lottery. Players must be 18 or older. Please play responsibly. By Under Armour. And by Yingling. Wings up 2-1 over the Black Wolves here in the first quarter. April 6th is Kids Day at the Wells Fargo Center when the Wings take on the Calgary Roughnecks at noon for the last home game of the season. The first 3,000 kids will get a drawstring jersey bag plus tons of other giveaways and fun for the family. Get your tickets at wingslax.com or call 215-952-LAX1 now. Get back to those two goals before we went to break. It was Blaze Reardon and then Josh Courier. Both came in the span of just 22 seconds.
Good offense by Philadelphia, as Coach Day likes to do. Start fast, play hard, set the tone of the game. Looks like Philadelphia is using a three-man right side, two guys on the left-hand side, see if they can create some room, get a high percentage shot.
Kevin Crowley going for one rebound. Reardon was waiting for it. Well, the Wings have already shown some success against New England this season with that 14-10 win back here a month ago. But Scott, one of the things I wanted to ask you, we talk about how young they are, and the Wings 2-10 right now. It's not where they'd like to be in the standings, but I think of youth. You had a 10-year career. You won 5 championships with this team. What were you like your first maybe year or first couple years in the league compared to your last couple in levels of maturity, skill, all that stuff?
Absolutely 180, right? You don't know the game. There's so many, for some of these American players like a Matt Rambo, like a Trevor Baptiste, they've never played the indoor game. So some of these guys are playing the indoor box game for the first time ever, and it takes some time to learn. And a lot of these crafty Canadians have played this their entire life, and it takes a while to get used to. So there's nothing
New England
but an
number
upside.
4, 2-minute minor roughing.
David Brock is assessed the first penalty of the game.
Nothing but an upside for this team right now. It's a young team. They've had 9 rookies on the squad. Now with some injuries, that's less, but they continue to change the roster, and their power play is getting better as well. Again, 29%. However, they have scored 8 goals in the last 4 games on the power play, so they're getting better every game, which is a theme for Philadelphia.
Black Wolves in the middle of the pack when it comes to the PK, ranked 5th in the league. It's also a meeting between the league's 2 worst power plays, so you want to knock Philly, you have to look at New England too. They're ranked 10th, not much better. But they do have it shorthanded, and so they will try to kill some clock. You mentioned every facet of their game has improved. Earlier this week, the offensive coach, Tracy Kelusky, joined us for a coach's call, and that was one of the things he harped on. This team's getting better every game.
And it's so important. I mean, there's reason maybe to get down as you sit at 2-10, but again, the power of positive thinking. Stay positive, think about the good things. They're getting better every game, and it's showing. Unfortunately, they've got to learn how to finish off teams because they've lost so many in the waning seconds, or certainly the fourth quarter, and then the waning seconds.
You look at the last 2 games, and you know, when you have a lot of losses, it's hard to categorize which one's worse, but the last 2 probably the most heartbreaking of the season. Up pretty much the entire game against Buffalo and to lose in overtime here at home. And last week, the San Diego Seals went about 30 minutes without a goal. That is hard to do in lacrosse, and then they rattled off 3 in the last 5 minutes to win that one.
Yep, heartbreaker, but again, sometimes you just have to learn the hard way, and unfortunately the Wings are learning the hard way, but making a difference, making changes every game, and as we continue to say, getting better every game.
Riley O'Connor handed it off. Well, this penalty is going to expire right now. Back to 5-on-5 lacrosse. Black Wolves successful in their first penalty killing opportunity. They don't want a lot of them, and that Stephen LeBlanc's shot was muted away by Doug Buchan.
Charbonneau with the loose ball, Frank Brown, Liam Patton, great defensive effort by Philadelphia.
And now they transition into the attacking end as they complete their complement of adjustments on the floor. Crowley will find Hall across, and then a diving Kyle Matisse got part of the net, but not able to find the back of it. Meanwhile, Hail Mary pass the other way. Here come the Black Wolves to tie the game, and Tyler Digby couldn't finish. Matisse, well, here we go, north-south lacrosse. Matisse in front, doorstep opportunity, and Jamison quick to turn around. That is not a goal. And it might actually be a penalty.
Looks like they're going to give Matisse a penalty for goalie interference for diving into the cage, hitting the goaltender.
Hey fans, I just want
Oh, right off the pipe too, but then he goes right between
double
Jamison's 5-hole. But great effort by Matisse.
All right, 3:41 to go in the opening quarter. The Wings are going to go their try at killing this penalty. They're up 2-1. We'll be back. .341 to go in the opening quarter. Wings up by 1. Let's send it downstairs. Aaron Dolan's chatting with head coach Paul Day.
First 11 minutes of play.
We've come out with some pretty good energy and obviously getting some really good goaltending from Doug Buchan and trying to push the tempo. Playing a little more physical on our end tonight, which we need to be.
Thanks, Coach. Back to you guys. Thank you.
Talks about Doug Buchan. Doug Buchan's had 12 saves so far in this, in the early period of this game. 13 shots on goal, 12 saves. He's given up only 1. So yes, I agree, Coach Day. Doug Buchan's having a nice start.
We were just talking in the open about guys like Steph Charbonneau, Josh Courier. We mentioned Kevin Crowley is someone you always talk about. But Doug Buchan, he's got to have a piece of the pie too this season. I mean, he's played very well.
He has. He's,
numbers aren't showing it, but he really has.
But most consistent. He's, the goalie. He's the man, and that's the confidence that the defense has in front of him right now.
So Kyle Matisse was called for goaltender interference before we went to break. The Wings penalty kill ranks 4th in the league at 55.6 efficiency, and the Black Wolves will put their 10th best power play to work. They are only ahead of Philadelphia when it comes to the man advantage. Matisse waiting in the box, hoping his team can kill off this penalty, and as they have possession with 5 seconds to go on the shot clock, they're doing their part. They're going to run out of time here. Crowley wanted to try and pull the trigger, just didn't have enough time.
And again, New England on their power play, as you said already, at 40%, 10th in the league. They do have some shooters, the guys to watch again, and LeBlanc and Down, 77 on that left-hand side. He seems to be the guy that can put the ball in the net on the left-hand side.
A little miss pass, and that goes to the Wings. Illegal pass Riley O'Connor tried to pick up. As good as this team is, though, boy, do they look different. Just in this first quarter, they look different without Callum Crawford. And on that power play, very different.
Yes, no doubt. He's the guy that scores on the power play, so effective. The leading scorer in the National Lacrosse League with 81 points. Actually, he's just been passed by Lyle Thompson only because Crawford sat out of the game.
Otherwise, I mean, what do you have, 81 points? He would have, there's a possibility, 34 goals, 47 assists for 81 points. I mean, he might have came into tonight with 90. He can put up those kinds of numbers each and every game as the Black Wolves will divert to their change. The Wings successful in their first PK. Under 100 seconds to go in the opening quarter. Both teams killing off a penalty. Pass misfired. Anthony Jokum going to try and swat that loose ball away, but it's back into the possession of New England, and then an airmailed pass errant. Now, they're in the midst of a change. They're going to get caught here going on the breakaway. Liam Patton shoots and scores! Liam Patton, his 5th of the year. It's a 3-1 lead for Philadelphia.
Just great defense by Philadelphia. Fresh legs, they're getting him in there, and then Liam Patton picks up a ground ball, loose ball off the turf. as the defender's trying to come in here, really almost a no-look shot to that 5-hole. Watch Patton, sets up his defender, doesn't even get that fake. It's almost pick up, one shot, 5-hole beats him. Great goal by number 12, Liam Patton, the transition player, defense to transition. Big goal for Philadelphia.
And he also scored a goal against the Black Wolves when they were in Philly back on February 16th. Trevor Baptiste will go for a shot, and then he'll be bulldozed into the net of Doug Jamieson, but all is fine, and the parties will separate.
Coach Day's very pleased with his defense. You know, they're young and they're good, they're athletic. Frank Brown, you know, one of the big bodies, but Anthony Jochum and Steph Charbonneau, Liam Patton there with a goal. You got Liam Burns and Dylan Evans, Ryan Wagner, now Matt Barrett, Adam Osika. You've got athletic, fast defenders that give you offense when they get the ball.
That one actually beat Doug Buchan, but it trickled through his legs and wide of the net. So the Wings get a bit of a break there as there's just 40 seconds to go in the opening quarter. Liam Burns will trot around, and he's going to head off and hand it over as we take a look. Philadelphia's Doug Buchan has made more saves than his counterpart, Doug Jamieson. But the Wings are the team that's up. So the Black Wolves will be awarded possession. We weren't sure what was going to happen there, but now this is perfect for them, Scott. 30 seconds, that's how much time you'll have on the shot clock, and an empty net, so it's a 6-on-5.
6-on-5, very dangerous team with 6 offensive players on the floor. Digby with the ball, Jamieson on the bench. Look for them to spread out the wings, but some cross-field passing, burn the clock down to 10, and then go.
Yeah, they don't want to try taking a shot too early, and the Wings could get possession and go for the empty netter. But here we go, less than 10 seconds. Chance to cut the deficit in half. Stephen LeBlanc, right wing, fires it on. Doug Buchan makes the save. The Wings scoop it up. Dylan Evans fires. It's wide of the net. But we have played 15 minutes in Philadelphia, and on Fan Appreciation Night, the Wings are showing their love to the home crowd, up 3-1, and a lot has to do with that man, Doug Buchan. Several good saves. We'll be back in just a little bit with the second quarter of action here on PHL 17. Second quarter about to begin here in Philadelphia. Head back to Philadelphia 1980-something with Jenkintown's favorite family. It's the Goldbergs, weeknights at 7:30 and 9 right here on PHL 17. So the Wings up 3-1, and the Black Wolves without Callum Crawford. This is a big loss for them as we take a look at the statement from the National Lacrosse League.
Well, Callum Crawford basically was suspended for 5 games and went to an arbitrator to challenge it. And after their final judgment, prior to appeal decisions involving NLL players as well as relevant law in reaching a final decision. Therefore, he's served 1 game time served, and now he's serving this second game tonight and sitting out. Now it was a controversy. It was a high elbow hit, kind of on the run. There's a few different camps feeling that some players felt that it was deserved since it was a high head hit. Others felt it was just part of the game. But he won his arbitration. It was 2-game suspension, 1 time served, and then 1 already served, and now tonight is the last game. He'll be back suited up next week.
And in his 1 game served, it was last week against Vancouver, and the Black Wolves took a 12-9 loss there. Here's an odd man rush for New England. 2-on-1 pass across, waiting and shooting, and not getting through Doug Buchan was Nick Tchaikovsky. An opening minute scoring chance for the Black Wolves here in quarter 2. Matt Rambo will hold on for a little bit. He waits for some personnel adjustments.
Look at Doug Buchan again. Just right on time. It looked like it bounced up under his 5-hole over his shoulder.
He went to make a jumping save. Matt Rambo's taken down, no penalty there. Now, crowd did not like that one.
Big hit there, taking Rambo down, tried to pull through 2 players. Defender almost lifted him up and threw him down on his back.
So Joe Resiteris holds on, and he was picked up by from Rochester, and it kind of makes sense. Rochester heading in the opposite direction. They know they've got to rebuild their club while New England is preparing for the postseason. So they sacrifice a couple of assets in a couple future picks. They also pick up a guy who has 45 points already on the season in Resiteris. Looking for 46, he'll divert, pass, shot, and it goes over the net from Digby. Now Liam Patton can march the other side.
Nice swarming defense by Philadelphia. Patton, Adam Osika in the lineup tonight. Charbonneau, just great defense, ground balls, picking it up, pushing it up the floor.
Jamison gets his pocket picked from Steph Charbonneau, and then there'll be a little pushing and shoving behind the net. Charbonneau won't get involved in the mean mucking, but Riley O'Connor certainly seemed open to it.
Smart play, don't take a dumb penalty, just it's even being the bigger player by walking away, not putting yourself at a man disadvantage.
That ball will sizzle wide, and then errant attempt to knock it down by Quinn Powless. That's going to lead to the Wings having it. Here's Ryan Wagner. He'll twirl behind the net and wait. Wagner with the handoff to veteran Jordan Hall. Hall with a dozen seconds left on the shot clock gets the ball knocked free from his stick. He'll scoop it up. Matisse in front, Reardon from behind, not much room, but he tried to work with what real estate was afforded. Black Wolves go the other side.
Nice skip pass here. Matisse trying to find Reardon right off the crossbar, that upper left-hand corner. Great play, though, by Philadelphia.
Digby waiting with the ball, trying to spin away, or actually trying to get free for the ball. Had it for a moment, it was Downs that held possession. But here comes Philadelphia. Anthony Jokum. Cut off, and that's laid on for Wagner. He'll give it to Courier. Excuse me, Vaughn Harris gave it to Courier. Matt Rambo cranks it on. Doug Jamison stops. Rebound left in front. They score! Jordan Hall, the veteran. His 9th of the year. It's a 4-1 lead.
Great little pickup in front by Jordan Hall, but it's Matt Rambo with the shot from outside, trying to set it up around the pick, but Jordan Hall there, opportunistic goal, one-time ground ball, diving far, finishing near pipe. Great play by 44, Jordan Hall. Horizontal to the ground, stick across, pulls it back to the near pipe. Great goal by the crafty veteran, number 44, assistant captain Jordan Hall.
He was the first overall draft pick back in 2007. That was with the New York Titans. So 34-year-old has been around for a while. Speaking of New York, we do have the Riptide coming into the league next year.
Jordan Hall played his college ball at Delaware. Again, here we go, look at that stat right down there. Wings lead NL with 65% of the face-offs. Winning face-offs means possessions mean opportunities to score. Trevor Baptiste gives us that.
And a question that Tracy Kelusky answered about Baptiste and how he's developing is, well, you can't complain about his faceoffs. Just the one thing they want to get working on with Trevor a little more is the defensive side of the ball.
And as we said earlier, you know, Andrew, every game they get better. He gets better every game as he learns this game. He's got a great future in the National Lacrosse League.
And he's 22 years old. Odd man rush the other way. Here come the Wings. Tic-tac-toe. Doesn't find the back of the net. Vaughn Harris coming close, rather Frank Brown. And on the other side, David Brock wheels toward the cage, and he will be sent off. Philadelphia ball.
2-on-1 rush and a kick save and a butte by Buchan right there.
Take a look at
3-on-1 on the other end.
Yeah,
Jamison makes his own nice save right there with a right-handed punch away.
Frank Brown had the bid on Jamison. High shot. Oh, that one takes a mile-high hop and out into the crowd. Well, fan appreciation night. There's your souvenir. And with less than 10 minutes to go in the first half, we'll head to break. The Wings now up 4-1, courtesy of Jordan Hall. Wings are up 4-1 with 9:46 to go in the opening half over New England. Let's head downstairs and hear from the coaching staff with the Philadelphia Wings.
Just rotate back to here. There's a good look for an outside shot. Jordan, you just got to backpedal out of it after you pass it, okay? Right away. Right away.
Excuse me, Coach Tracy Kelusky saying, do it, get the play going right away, right? Fast, speed, pace, get that ball hot. Try to catch him off ball movement, get the defense rotating, try to get that high percentage shot.
Yeah, we had a chance to hear from him the first time earlier this week in a coach's calls. Right now, look who's sitting. That's a familiar face to fans here. Brett Manny, captain of the Black Wolves, who was also a member of the Philadelphia Wings, the old rendition of the Philadelphia Wings.
Yep, although in the opposing uniform, a fan favorite here in Philadelphia.
And that sends the Wings to the power play with their former player in the sin bin, Jordan Hall, and Kyle Matisse trying to extend the lead up by what would be 4. But shorthanded, it's New England with possession. Downing holds it off, gives it over to Resetaritz. But these opportunities, Scott, power play's been struggling all year, but you need to take advantage of these opportunities.
Absolutely. Look at Downs. Look at the swarming defense by Philadelphia.
Downs goes down.
Downs goes down. Although they were man disadvantaged, they're still trying to make an aggressive move to the goal. Look at Downs. Joke them all over him. Wagner, just a great double team by the Wings.
The officials didn't like that physicality from Philadelphia, so Anthony Jokum will skip his way to the penalty box door.
So they're going to get him with a cross check probably underneath the chin.
Now what I'm wondering is, are they discussing how many minutes?
Philadelphia number 33, a 2-minute minor, illegal cross check.
All right, so just a minor, that part is good, but we'll get 4-on-4. And then a brief 51-second power play should be awarded to the Black Wolves. Shot quickly, they score. Well, that didn't take long on the 4-on-4. Goal from Stephen LeBlanc, his 21st of the season. The 10-year vet makes it 4-2.
Just such a smart play by LeBlanc. Nobody really picked him up. A lot of the players in the National Lacrosse League like the 4-on-4 opportunity that they have sometimes. It's been experimented with in the past because it makes the floor so much bigger. And Steph LeBlanc loved that opportunity. Late pickup by him. He'll take that ball to the net right away. Saw it, buried it, goal.
So we'll get a face-off to start up as we ask you to join our family. Wings season ticket memberships for the 2019-2020 season are available now and include exclusive benefits, ticket exchange programs, special team experiences, and events. Call 215-952-LAX1 or visit wingslax.com now for more info on how to join our family for the upcoming season.
Philadelphia Wings have been averaging over 11,000 fans every game so far. So thank you, Philadelphia, for coming back, welcoming back this expansion team to such a storied franchise that's used to winning. And they love their Wings.
And it's just my opinion. I'm not even saying this because we're a Philadelphia broadcast. I really think if you look at this team, I would not be surprised if next year they're competing for a playoff spot.
No doubt about it.
When you look at their record, it's different. If you're down by 5, like just being pragmatic, if you're down by 5 or 6 goals every game, there's some problems. They're not. They're in every game, Scott.
Yep, they are. They're very competitive. Again, they just need to learn how to win these close games. One of the things they talked about, the trade deadline expired a week ago, and Coach Paul Day, who's the coach and general manager, didn't really make many changes. All he did is he added Matt Bennett because he likes the roster. He likes it from the front door to the back door. Offense to defense, it's only going to get better with the guys that we have now.
And we've seen that just game by game, the Trevor Baptistes, the Matt Rambos of the world. So I tell you, if you want to become a season ticket member of the Philadelphia Wings next season, you very well could have playoff ticket access as well. This team is bound for a very bright future in the NLL.
It's a franchise that's used to winning. So Philadelphia fans are used to winning. I think there's great team on the floor that's only getting better. A young team on the floor that's only going to get better.
The Wings were shorthanded for a little bit. They're even strength now, and that might quickly go away. Doug Jamieson ran into pretty hard, and it looks like he is slow getting up. It was Jordan Hall that freight trained him. Oh, look at that, the way that left leg hits the post for Doug Jamieson. There's an overhead of it.
Philadelphia number 44, 2-minute minor, goalie interference.
Kind of saw that one coming, right?
Jamieson shaking it off. Looked worse than it was. Tough goaltender. Luckily his left foot was not planted. Heel kick back. All good.
Second goaltender interference penalty of the game against Philadelphia. Matisse was the guilty party earlier. As we take a look back at the special teams numbers on your screen, Presbyterians has been an addition to this power play and in many ways required to be a substitute for Callum Crawford. Stephen LeBlanc will put the Black Wolves within one. His second goal of the game and 22nd of the year.
Doing what he does best, to shoot from outside, just time and room up top, sees that upper corner and just buries it. Look at Digby, cross, catch, shoot, release, bang, goal, New England. This could be a great angle for it. Look at Digby, pass it along. Could barely even see that upper left-hand corner, and LeBlanc just sticks it.
Well, Stephen LeBlanc, other than Callum Crawford, is the other best point producer for this New England team. Liam Burns has it. Well, now the Wings have to be faced with adversity. This is something we've seen this team go through. Every team goes through it. Now you've got the other team getting in a bit of a rhythm. They've taken your thunder away. You need to find a way to get it back. How about that? How about that for a way to get it back? Matt Rambo, University of Maryland product, scores his 14th of the season. It's 5-3 Wings.
Great play by Matt Rambo. One thing that they talk about and tell Rambo to continue to have confidence. He's been the best player at every level he's ever played at, youth, high school, college, and now he's in the National Lacrosse League and just getting better every game. We keep saying it, but look at Rambo. Look how tough he is, putting that shoulder down, finds his comfort spot, lets it rip, lefty rip, upper corner, goal. Great one, Matt Rambo.
And when we talk about him getting better every game, here's a comparison. So he's played in all the games this season. That was his 26th point of the year. 15 of those 26 points have come in the last 5 games, including tonight. That's a sign of a big turn.
Yep.
And Matt Rambo may not be done. Had a hat trick against the Black Wolves last time he played them in Philly. Shot on, Jamieson with the stop. And the Wings will be in the midst of a change while marking up the other way. They're going to say an illegal substitution, I believe. The Black Wolves are going to go to the penalty kill.
Illegal substitution.
And head coach Glenn Clark not happy about that.
Mental error. No coach likes that. Wings back on the power play.
Philly's still in search of their first man advantage goal tonight. Jordan Hall on the side. We'll see a lot of merry-go-round passes. Hall, nice little back pass to Reardon. Flips it to Matisse. We've got a delayed penalty now. Doug Buchan is going to walk out of his cage, so Wings might be going up by 2 men. Stop, picked up by Adam Bomberry. And after Adam Bomberry picks it up, he lets the ball go and it jogs over to the penalty box.
Josh Currier setting up on that low right shot, low right
New England penalty,
position.
2 minutes, illegal cross check.
And takes an illegal cross check by the New England defender. Let's watch it right here in the middle of your crease right there. Hard cross check to the back. Headed to the box.
Over a minute and a half of a 5-on-3. Got to capitalize here. Just about 5 minutes to go in the quarter. Rambo up top, stutter step, pass, missed the stick of Crowley, but he picks it up. Courier's shot, Jamison will swallow that effort. Is a two-man power play almost a gimme that you have to score?
Not at all, but look at Steph Charbonneau.
Breakaway, Charbonneau missed the net. And then he is hit along the boards, but picks it back up, goes off for a change as Matisse holds on.
Nice save by Jamison. Look at Charbonneau coming down, trying to get that low corner. Jamison right there with his right hand blocker, and the Wings score.
Well, the Wings do get their 5-on-3 goal. Credit that to the big cat, Kevin Crowley, with his 22nd of the year. It's 6-3.
There's a guy that you're not going to keep quiet. That's number 21, Kevin Crowley. Late pickup, sees some of the net, puts the ball right on it. Great look right here, just sets up, buries that low corner. Kevin Crowley, great goal for Philadelphia. Puts him up by 3.
The leading goal scorer for Philadelphia as well, despite playing a few games fewer than the rest of his teammates. And of course the Wings, the original Wings, first overall pick back in 2011. And then he went to New England, and once Philadelphia was reinstated into the National Lacrosse League, Crowley didn't want to wait, he wanted to come back home.
He's a local lacrosse coach at the Shipley School, runs Fusion Lacrosse youth program. Great lacrosse ambassador here in Philadelphia.
Derek Downs shooting one onto Doug Buchan, who will make a save. He's one of those guys that is 110% dedicated to growing the game.
Yep, he's doing a great job at it.
Kyle Matisse holds on. Keep in mind the Wings still have a one-man advantage with 20 seconds to go after scoring 5-on-3. 10 seconds left in their shot clock. Matisse hands it off. Now it's Rambo. Shot, and he scores a bullet from Matt Rambo. Second of the night, 15th of the season, and the Wings are up by 4.
Great ball movement by Philadelphia on the power play. Matisse to Crowley, sets up the defense to that right-hand side, and then Matisse just skip pass across to Rambo, who sets his feet and shoots it to that near pipe low shot, score, Matt Rambo, goal.
That is a laser.
Well done. As a shooter, as a scorer, so important to mix up your shot selection. He took a couple high shots. Goalie always thinks that he knows where you're going next. Instead, he shot low and buried that lower corner.
A little over 3 minutes to go in this quarter. Wings up 7-3. Let's head downstairs to Aaron Dolan.
Offensive coach Tracy Kelusky said earlier this week that these rookies need to step up, especially Matt Rambo. Now, he had 2 goals in the first, so he's definitely stepping up tonight. Wings up by 4, and the energy is great off and on the field.
Thanks, Aaron. As we go to our final break of the opening half of the Wings feeling good about themselves. It's 7-3. Wings up 7-3 against the New England Black Wolves with 3:12 to go in the second quarter. Don't miss NLL Flash, hosted by Tyson Geik. Topics and takes from an all-star cast of analysts from across North America. Last time the Wings played New England here, they scored 8 goals in the opening half. They're 1 shy of getting back to that number.
Doug Buchan's been so great so far. It has been a goalie story. Buchan's got 22 saves. Jamison's got 21.
So both goaltenders putting some quality work in. Black Wolves want to try and get to Doug Buchan, but when his defense can kind of set up their fortress and swarm on the opposing team's jerseys, that's where it gets hard. And again, this is a team that shut down San Diego, the first place team in the Western Division last week. they didn't score a goal for almost 29 minutes.
Yeah.
How hard is that for a defense, Scott, to do that?
Very difficult, but they're going with, Coach Day's going with 11 defenders tonight. He thinks that that's more important, have the fresh defenders. His offense is consistent, but his defense, they need power and numbers, and so far they're doing a great job at it. Platooning, power and numbers, Brown, Jokum, Charbonneau, Patton, Burns, Evans, Wagner, Bennett, Osika. I mean, they're all over the place.
And they're all over the place, and they're scoring from everywhere. How about Vaughn Harris chipping in as he'll tally goal number 8 of the year, and it's an 8-3 Wings lead.
Great move by Vaughn Harris, little face dodge, wrap around, steps around his defender, and then bears. Look at this nice kind of delayed face dodge, sets up a high stick to a low shot. Great goal by Vaughn Harris.
So the Wings do match their number from the last time they played New England in Philly. 8 goals in the opening half, and they have a 5-goal lead. That has not happened too often this season.
Really quick first move, Vaughn Harris, just a great athlete on the floor. You put him and Courier on that right-hand side with, in addition to the big bodies of Crowley and Matisse, and that's a dangerous side right there.
So shot on, Bucket makes a save on the other side. So you got one goaltender in a rhythm, and that goalie's offense has been ignited. That's the Wings, and I don't know if they're done yet. Still 1:50 to go in the half. Josh Courier tiptoes around and waits for the Wings to finish their changes. Looks like he's going to stay on for this offensive portion of the floor. Shot high. Jamison got a piece of it. That'll be flown out for the Black Wolves on the other side. John LaFontaine, who was injured earlier in the year, but he's healthy now, and he did play in both games against Philly, but he missed a little bit of time to start the season.
I mean, you cannot bring up the fact that playing without Caleb Crawford does affect the offense of the New England Black Wolves. This guy is a league MVP candidate who's not on the floor tonight. Again, we talked about earlier, scored 5 goals, had 7 assists against Philadelphia the last time they played. And the New England Black Wolves are without that type of offensive production.
There was a player hit from behind on the Black Wolves. The Wings got a piece of them as Steph Charbonneau will be escorted to the box.
Shows you a bit of the physical nature of this game. O'Connor's trying to give Jokum something, and Charbonneau wasn't going to take any of it.
Philadelphia, number 18, a 2-minute minor penalty, roughing.
He had Jokum's back, but he's going to go to the box for 2.
With 1:02 to play in the half, this is just where the Wings don't want to let that last-minute goal to let that team go into the locker room feeling good about themselves and ready for a second-half surge. They know they're going to get a fight from New England. That wasn't questioned, but the Wings want to go in feeling better.
'86 is a guy to watch, LeBlanc. He's the sniper from outside. You got to get a stick on him.
He's on hat-trick watch tonight with 2 goals. He's the only multi-goal player for the Black Wolves. That's because they only have been limited to 3. Matt Rambo has a pair for Philly, as it can be scooped up by Riley O'Connor, flown toward the net, and Doug Bucket will get on all 4s to make his stop. Ryan Wagner is waiting way outside, and then he'll just peel off to the bench. Doug Bucket figures, why not? Ice it. And now we get some rough stuff in the corner. Fans like it, but the Wings are outmatched. A 2-on-1 numbers game. Still won by Vaughn Harris. Strong play by him.
Great effort by Harris. Total grinder move, just finding that ball in the corner. Between 2 guys, gets a ground ball.
And then Harris nearly adding a shorthanded tally. He missed, and the clock also expires. Well, I don't know what better of a half you can have. Their largest halftime lead of the season for Philadelphia, and subsequently 3 goals allowed. That matches the least the Wings have given up in an opening half.
Great effort, great half by Philadelphia. Coach Day goes to the locker room with a positive conversation with his guys, but nothing more than continue to play, hit the pace, and play as hard in the second half.
Matt Rambo had 2 goals for the Wings in the opening half. He's chatting with Aaron Dolan.
Coach talked earlier this week about changing the mentality for the rookies. Have they done that tonight?
Yeah, we're just playing fast and just playing free, not overthinking anything.
And you've been getting better every game. What are you doing to improve?
I'm just getting more comfortable with the box game, and obviously we're a new team. The team chemistry is great, so we're just trying to figure out how to play with each other every game better and better.
Thanks, Matt. Back to you guys.
Well, he knows it. He is getting better every game. He's saying it, and he's doing it right there. Matt Rambo, great future ahead of him for number 1 for the Wings.
It just continues to play better and better. An 8-3 score after 30 minutes. Coming up after these messages, we're going to take a field trip with the Wings. (8-3) the score here in Wells Fargo Center. Wings are off to a fantastic start against the New England Black Wolves. Earlier this week, some Wings players headed to Northeast Philadelphia and discovered the fine art of making wooden lacrosse sticks. Check it out.
Wow, very impressed with myself.
Frank Brown is a transition player for the Philadelphia Wings lacrosse team.
I am a member of the Seneca tribe of the Haudenosaunee Confederacy. Yes, we are the creators of the game of lacrosse.
Brown says when he was 7 years old, his uncle gave him a wooden lacrosse stick. He says he treasured it for years before handing it down to his little cousin.
You know, stopped playing with it when I was about 10 years old, but I took my woody with me everywhere I went.
For the inventors of lacrosse, wooden sticks and leather netting was the way of life. But these days, plastic heads and mesh netting are what the pros and amateurs both use. But in order to get in touch with their roots ahead of this week's game, Wings players spent the day with Justin Skaggs, who is an artist from Wood Lacrosse Sticks.
There's lacrosse sticks that have taken 8 months, and there's lacrosse sticks that have taken upwards of 2 years.
Justin showed the pros how a traditional wooden stick is made.
The first part of the process when you want to make a lacrosse stick, you need to find a tree out in its natural environment that is both the correct size and species in order to make a stick. I steam it, and then I bend it around a mold to create the shape. After you're done bending it, you want to let it sit for a couple of months, and then you get to go to the shape horse and actually carve it down so it's the shape that you want. So after you have it sanded down, then it's time to create the pocket. And you can put it high, medium, or low. Again, that's whatever the customer wants. But this is kind of a really peaceful part of the process, and then it goes out the door.
And while players don't really use the wooden sticks today, you never know when one might whip out the woody at the Wells Fargo Center.
A couple of these guys I might actually play with.
Halftime at Wells Fargo Center. The Wings are doing pretty darn good. They're up 8-3 over the New England Black Wolves. BR Live makes watching live sports easy. Download or visit to watch all of the National Lacrosse League action. Along with former Wings captain Scott Gabrielson, I'm Andrew Mossbrooks. We've played 30 minutes here in South Philadelphia. Got to think you like what you're seeing out of the Philadelphia Wings. Probably one of their best halves, if not their best half all year.
It is their best half of the year. It's the biggest lead at halftime, 8-3 over a division rival in New England. Again, they're just playing lights out. I love the hustle, like the opportunity coming from the back door. The offense that's created by the defense has been quite impressive. By Charbonneau, by Patton, by the goals that they're giving them, but they're really playing well all the way around.
3 goals is not a lot to give up in 30 minutes, but when you do look at it, it was some penalties that led to those goals, could have been prevented.
Well, it really started off. The New England Black Wolves jumped all over them. We're wondering whether, here you go again. But it was the penalties, as you said, that gave them their offense and their goals. Their 3 goals all came via a Philadelphia penalty and on their power play.
Right there, that last one fired in the back of the net by Stephen LeBlanc. He has 2 goals, but the Wings also have a 2-goal scorer in Matt Rambo.
The real story of the game, however, is Doug Buchan. 24 saves in the half. He's just been solid throughout the game, making saves from outside, making saves from inside. Doug Buchan is really the story. Offense has been spread out. It started with Blaze Reardon on a great feed from Courier, and the Wings just came going. Courier got the assist, then he gets the goal with a spectacular diving goal right there, to get Philadelphia up by 1. Liam Patton, ground ball, middle of the floor, 5-hole goal. Philadelphia just continues to get goals from a lot of the other guys, and it's great to see. Jordan Hall answering number 44 right there, and a nice diving play. Then it's Rambo. First of 2, step, release, picks a corner, number 1. Vaughn Harris in front, nice goal. Just a nice blend all the way around for the Philadelphia Wings offense.
Matt Rambo with a 3-point game. Kevin Crowley has a goal and 4 assists. 5-point game for him. Wings up by 5. We'll be back. Tune in to Inside the NLL every Tuesday at 6 p.m. Eastern on BR Live. And of course, we're broadcasting on both PHL 17 and BR Live, along with former Wings captain Scott Gabrielson. I'm Andrew Mossbrooks. It's 8-3 at halftime. The Wings up by 5 on the New England Black Wolves. A lot of great stuff as we'll take a look at the stats, brought to you by halfpricehottubs.com. And what jumps out at you, Gabes?
Well, here's loose balls, the hustle play, 25-18. The Philadelphia Wings over the New England Black Wolves. Shots on goal are pretty even. Saves are pretty even. However, Buchan's got a few, 3 more, which has been really dominant. I think that's really been the story. Again, the Wings, no surprise, face-offs 10-3, and the power play goals. How about that? Shoot 50% on 2 for 4.
Yeah, and face-offs, I mean, that's the one stat you almost know you're always going to be leading in by a mile. Trevor Baptiste does so many good things, but 25 loose balls as well.
Yeah, it's the hustle play, and the majority of them are coming out of the back end on defense. Just love the play, the passion, the fire that's coming out of the defense for the Philadelphia Wings.
And Doug Buchan with over 20 saves, but he's being helped by his defense, making those shots easier to see. Am I right?
Yes, he is. I think Paul Day, I love the platoon nature of the defense, putting a lot of fresh legs in on the consistent 5 offensive players for the New England Black Wolves, and Philadelphia's just playing really strong. And again, the defense is creating offense for the Wings.
All right, well, we are through half. Let's go downstairs before the third quarter starts with Aaron Dolan.
Liam, your team is up 5 goals. How was the energy in the first half?
Energy was great. It's exactly what we planned for. We just got to keep it going in the second half.
What was the message in the locker room?
Exactly that. We just got to keep our foot on the pedal, not be complacent, and just keep pushing the ball and play fast, play hard.
Best of luck. Back to you guys.
Thank you.
All right, thanks, Aaron. We're getting started for 30 minutes. This is where the Wings are going to be challenged because they need to put together that full 60-minute effort we talk about so many times. So we'll see if they're up for the task in front of their home crowd tonight.
Liam Patton, a good guy to talk to. His energy is huge. It's through the roof. He's all over the place. 3 ground balls, that's all they're giving him in stats, but he's been all over with defense slides. Great effort by Liam Patton, number 12.
All right, the Wings getting ready for the third quarter. Up by 5. They're tied for their largest lead, or actually it is their largest lead of the season, but only giving up 3 goals. There's only one other time this year they've been able to do that. But I think this game is kind of similar. I mean, the X factor here is the absence of Crawford for New England. Lacrosse is not a one-player sport. I don't mean to take digs at anything, but I think basketball is a sport where you can give the guy a ball and one guy can make your team night and day different. Lacrosse is more team-oriented, but when you've got a guy like Crawford, you know is going to score multiple goals every single game, and now he's out of your lineup, that is a different team.
No doubt, and Glenn Clark, coach of New England Black Wolves, is wondering where those goals are going to come from. We've said it before, Crawford had 5 goals and 7 assists in the last game that they played against Philadelphia up in New England. I mean, 12 points, that is a Herculean effort, and to lose 12 points, for any team is a huge void.
So as we start the half, we have to remind you Steph Charbonneau is still seated in the penalty box. He's serving the latter half of his 2-minute minor, 45 to go in that kill. Up top, shot by Tyler Digby. That will scale all the way back and actually hop out of play and into the Wings bench. 34 seconds to go on this kill. Jordan Hall holds on shorthanded. The Wings can kill some clock. Jordan Hall with a goal and an assist in the opening half. Captain Kyle Matisse, we didn't talk about him a lot, but he does have 3 helpers on the game. And Kevin Crowley with 4 assists. The first assist he got in this game was the 300th of the Big Cat's career.
He's just fine making guys look better around him.
Really good penalty kill for the Wings here. They continue to do so as we return to even strength. The Wings have taken maybe a couple penalties too many in this game, but their PK has stood up to the task.
Yes, it has. Defense overall is playing great, and one thing that Coach Paul Day likely 6 world championships, and when you're on a championship team, that bond and experience is like nothing else. And it's special that this city and this franchise from pro lacrosse has had 6 of them.
Steph Charbonneau will be assessed to the box for an illegal cross check. Second time he's guilty tonight.
Philadelphia number 18, a 2-minute minor, illegal cross check.
Charbonneau has something to say to the official. That's where you need to be a little more coy. Don't get yourself in more trouble than you already are. Yeah, that one didn't look as blatant as the last one he was called for.
If you're in front of the net, that's what you're taught to do, is to take the guy out of the crease.
New England's had a handful of power plays tonight. They haven't been all too successful with them, though they do own a short-handed goal. The Wings, they have found the back of the net, including tonight 10 power play goals in their last 5 games. Josh Courier at the line. He's kept out to the perimeter, but he'll drift towards the center. A shot from well outside is seen the whole way by Jamison. And then Courier smeared up along the boards. He's going to push back. Outnumbered, but showing some heart, showing some fight there. Here comes O'Connor.
One thing we said it at halftime, New England has scored majority or really all their goals on the power play. So the Philadelphia Wings need to stay out of the box to prevent New England from putting the ball back in the back of the net.
More often than not, you're going to take penalties in a game regardless. So staying out of the box for an entire 60 minutes, that's pretty foreign. But in the second half of the game, you really need to be able to dial back and shut down the opposition.
Correct.
On Harris, nice little stutter step as he weaves wide, little back pass just into a vacant spot on the floor. One last rush on the power play for New England with 4:44 to go in the third quarter. So they have 18 seconds left on their power play. We'll see what they can do with it when we come back. Of Philadelphia Wings Lacrosse on PHL 17 is brought to you by the Pennsylvania Lottery. Play Golden 777. The new scratch off from the Pennsylvania Lottery. Players must be 18 or older. Please play responsibly. And by halfpricehottubs.com. Wings are up 9-5 over the New England Black Wolves. They've still got a few seconds left to kill on this penalty with 4:44 to play in quarter number 3.
Doug Buchan, 30 saves on 35 shots so far. He continues to be just a force right now for the Philadelphia Wings and very difficult for the Black Wolves to beat. Again, Charbonneau in the box. Liam Patton, 1 of 4 on the man down unit for the Philadelphia Wings. Here comes the New England Black Wolves power play.
See what they can do with it. 10 seconds to go on the man advantage. High shot and a low save for Buchan. Liam Patton is hassled. That stick was right around the chin strap of his lid. They're not going to call that. And now a come together on the other side. Stephen LeBlanc will win it off. Back to 5-a-side lacrosse. The Wings get a successful penalty kill here. Riley O'Connor with a shot, stopped by Buchan. The rebound and loose ball awarded to Philadelphia. Here's Matt Bennett, scored a goal in his first game of the Wings last weekend out in San Diego. Nice little dance move by Crowley, and he nearly buries it. Marching ahead, the Black Wolves once again. Adam Bomberry leaves it. Touched by O'Connor. And his shot blocked in front. Liam Patton got a piece of it, and then Doug Buchan will do the rest. Hail Mary to Matisse.
A little bit of a rush shot there for New England. Philadelphia going with 4 righties and 2 lefties.
Pretty much even in shots and saves, but not goals. The Wings touch double digits with Kevin Crowley. Second of the game for Crowley, his 23rd of the season. It's 10-5.
Crowley's been the leader on the floor with assists so far tonight, but here he answers with a great shot. Off balance, back of his kind of falling backwards. Look at Crowley, takes that shot, beats Jamison Lowe. Great goal by the big cat, Kevin Crowley,
who had a 6-point game against the Seals a week ago. So back-to-back games with half a dozen for that man.
Pretty impressive tonight. That's 2 goals and 5 assists for Crowley right now. He's getting it done. He's making those around him look better, but he's also putting the ball in the net. Great goal by Kevin Crowley.
Well, it didn't take us long to figure out that Crowley likes playing against his former team. He scored 4 goals on New England in the game here. And then when the next day came and the Wings were on the road, Crowley added a pair of goals against the Black Wolves.
And Kevin Crowley led the National Lacrosse League in goals last season with 51 goals last year.
So this is a guy that can find the back of the net, and that is why he leads the Wings in that department. Courier flings it up top. Well, Crowley's back out there. Why not? Jordan Hall taken down from behind, and he'll be given the ball.
Adam Bomberry a little too aggressive, push from behind, goes back to Philadelphia.
Yeah, he's not done either. Keep an eye on Bomberry and Hall. Those two were coming together for a moment. Shot on, Von Harris denied by the kick pads, and now a delayed penalty coming against Philadelphia. Jamison off, 6-on-5 for New England until the Wings touch the ball. That's not what you want to hear. The Wings going back to the penalty kill. Stefan LeBlanc across. Pass, Reza Terrence with a shot. Bounced off the end boards. It's picked up for Philadelphia. And another penalty. Looks like Von Harris is going to the box.
Philadelphia penalty, 2 minutes for Slash.
Von Harris going to the sin bin for 2 minutes with the slash. A little aggressive off ball. Referee didn't like it.
And Coach Paul Day doesn't either, I'm sure. Shot, Buchan tonight. Don't know really what I saw on that penalty that would have given way to make that call, but we also saw the illegal cross-check called on Jordan Hall. That was a little iffy as well this quarter.
Second chance opportunity there for New England.
Fresh 30, Buchan out of position, they score. Well, Buchan wanted to hug the post, and then he was cheating a little over, so Tyler Digby caught him. 21st of the year for Digby, and on the power play, he makes it a 10-6 score.
And as we were saying, he's a big body, just posts up right in front of the crease. Hard guy to move, but he does take a shot to the back. But while he is shooting, he puts it in that top left-hand corner. Great play by Tyler Digby.
It looked like Buchan was second-guessing for a moment, for just a split second before Digby was fed the ball.
21st goal of the season, second leading scorer on the New England Black Wolves. Third leading, actually, with Crawford as the top scorer. But again, sets up right in front of that crease, right in front of the goal. Is a distraction for the goalie, but catch, shot, goal.
Points in every game this year for Tyler Digby, who back in 2014 was an all-rookie. Jamison makes a save on Matt Rambo, who's a little slow getting up. Quickly jumps up, and it looks like Rambo's going to be okay.
Crowley with a great forecheck and hustle.
LeBlanc chases a loose ball in the corner, has to be ready to take a little bit of mean mugging from Frank Brown. LeBlanc holds on, shot on, that was a high save. Buchan might have got a piece of that with part of his mask.
Great forechecking by Kevin Crowley. He's a guy that played the field game as well. Midfielder of the year from Stony Brook. He knows how to play offense and defense right there. He had some defensive skills to turn that ball over for Philadelphia.
Time expiring in the third quarter. Wings want to see if they can go back up by 5. Courier has it, but 3 seconds left on the clock. Got to get rid of it. Cross pass shot. Clock runs out after Bomberry blocks it. 5.8 to go. Here go the Black Wolves. From well out, Bomberry's going to throw it on and actually made it a worthwhile save for Doug Buchan. He had to be alert. But we are done with the third quarter. Wings have one more shot than the Black Wolves, but they have 4 more goals. We played 45 minutes. This is the do or die time for the Wings. Fourth quarter, they are up. They want to protect the lead and take the season series against the Black Wolves. We'll be back. And 6 Wings up on the Black Wolves heading into the fourth quarter. Bring your team or organization to a Wings game for a one-of-a-kind experience. Find out more about group tickets, special pricing, and fundraising by calling 215-952-LAX1 or visit wingslax.com. Scott Gabrielson, we're heading into the fourth quarter. This is where the Wings sometimes suffer their worst defeats.
Absolutely, it's the story of the season. So there you go. They've lost 4 or 5 games when entering the fourth quarter with a lead. They've lost 5 of 7 games when leading by multiple goals in the fourth quarter, and they have 3 losses by 1 goal. So right now, it is time for them to close it out and win the game. They have to learn how to finish, and they have to do it now. The one good thing that they've got going for them is a stat that Coach Day may be looking at is the New England Black Wolves are 1-4 after trailing after the third period, and it's also their lowest producing quarter of the season, where they've only scored 29 goals in the fourth quarter, while all the others are over 35 goals.
And the Wings have given themselves a little bit of help being up by 4. It's been an effort on all fronts for them. Their offense has been spread out, scoring from multiple cylinders. The defense has been sturdy, and the goaltending, Doug Buchan, excellent in between the pipes.
But as we all know in the National Lacrosse League, no lead, a 4-goal lead is not a safe lead at all, as proven so far this season.
And if you're Doug Buchan, Scott, I got to wonder, I mean, do you read into those numbers? I mean, you're playing behind the team that's struggling in the fourth.
It's possible, but we always say to goaltenders, have a short memory, don't think about that stuff. It's always the next shot. Don't worry about the last one that went in. He just knows that he needs to be stout between the pipes.
Cross pass for Downs never saw the light of day, but it's picked up by Brock. Loose ball, Wings will take it. And here comes Jordan Hall.
Hall with the great defense on Digby in front. Digby, 275, posting up Hall. Hall got the check, got the ground ball, pushed it up on the offense.
Reardon controls and then diverts to Rambo in the slot. Shot hits off the netting. Adam Bomberry will go the other way and hand it over to Brock.
I think you're going to see New England play a little faster in this final quarter, try to make something happen, make up goals.
Maybe not use the bulk of the shot clock every time. Go for a quick shot when they can.
Correct.
Liam Patton had a breakaway earlier, but he'll have to stop here as he runs out of gas. Steph Charbonneau, guilty of 2 penalties in this game, and he gets his pocket picked by Joel Coyle. And here they go, shot, and it actually was never elected to be shot. Ryan Fournier held on to it for a little while and then headed off.
Great takeaway by Coyle with that wrap check and a cause turnover.
Big man Tyler Digby. Up to Rustin Terrence, cross for LeBlanc. Shot catches Plexi. Digby goes down, and falling down still makes a shot. Doug Buchan with another quality save. We talk about Doug Buchan in this game. Well, I'd be remiss to say that there is a new 65 on the bench for the Wings. Their backup goaltender, David DeRusio, is injured on the inactive list. And so coming in with the Wings now is number 65, Goa Abrams. 6'4" goaltender, 260 pounds. I think he'll be the new number 2 for Buchan, perhaps the rest of this year. And it's a good opportunity for Abrams, but at the same time, if you're head coach Paul Day, has Doug Buchan given you a reason to not want to go with him the rest of the way?
No, he has not. He's been the most consistent goaltender. He's played quite well. The only thing that doesn't give Coach Day is that the consistency. He did play DeRusio. He didn't have any problem making a switch when he needed to.
Another souvenir handed out. Is that youngster happy to collect his on Fan Appreciation Night? Also some prizes given away as well.
One of the 12,000 having fun down here at the Wells Fargo Center.
Yeah. They had a Fan Appreciation Night for the Flyers as well here the other week. Prizes similar for both the Wings and Flyers. Some of them I never even heard of. Some weird stuff. And I'm supposed to be the young kid that knows it all, but they've got these fingerprint locks. There's these thermostats that you have an app for, and you can control the temperature of your house just from your phone. You don't even need to be at your house. Do you have one of those, Gabes?
I don't have one of those. They're giving away trinkets to whole entire sections and rows. It's been great. Fans are having a great time down here.
Big thanks to the Philadelphia community for being an integral part in bringing Wings lacrosse back to the city of brotherly love. And every time we're here, Scott, it's an absolute party. And anybody that comes out to their first Wings game always wants to come again. Shot, and they score. Sharp angle. Josh Courier, that'll make you want to come back. 11-6 Philadelphia. Courier fires his 22nd of the year home.
All set up by the Vaughn Harris move from up top. Look at Harris, nice face touch coming right down the center, but it's a check out of his stick, but an opportunistic play by Courier to catch that ball out of the air after the check. One cradle wraps it around Jamison for a goal.
Actually his 23rd of the season, his second of the night for Courier. This is his 3rd season in the National Lacrosse League. He's established career highs in goals and points with the Wings, and this is going to be challenged. Glenn Clark believes that should not be a goal, and we'll wait to see why.
Coach Clark's thinking that Vaughn Harris was in the crease as Courier shot the ball. It's a nice check by the defender. Knocked it out of Harris's stick. Courier caught it in the air.
Oh, well, they're not asking if Courier was in the crease, but was Harris in the crease while Courier shot it? I don't think so. Take a look at an overhead view.
That's the check. Shot with the empty stick. You're not going to see it there. There's his stick hitting the crease. There's his hand. So the calls, if he was in the crease at all, may be overturned. Although he wasn't in the crease when the shot was taken, the ball went in the net.
Yeah, it looks like after the ball goes in, yeah, the ball's already past Jamison, and right now the foot of Vaughn Harris is touching that white line.
The question is, since he hit the crease with his glove at all, he was in the crease, therefore that's the illegal procedure right there.
And the officials are taking a little while to figure this out. It does look like a close call on the multiple replays we have access to. And in stripes, may see it differently. I want to say, as I watch it more and more, that this should be a good goal. Do you feel the same, or 50-50?
Well, there's no doubt, there's no question that Vaughn Harris touched the crease with his left hand as he was landing. However, he was not in the crease at the time of the shot when the ball went in the goal. So curious what the call is, if they're saying since Von Harris was in the crease at all, it's an illegal procedure and therefore no goal. But if it's whether when the shot is released from the stick and hits the net, he was not in the crease. It's 11-6 right now if that goal stands.
And that would be yet another 5-goal lead for the Wings. They've yet to reach 6, but 5 is comfortable with 10-17 to go. Maybe not just yet comfort, but eventually the Wings can enter that kill clock mode. Remember, they took a 14-10 decision against the Black Wolves back on February 16th. Less than 24 hours later, the teams met in New England. Smaller floor, more physical game, and the Black Wolves took it to the Wings, a 17-11 decision.
And as the Wings, progress through the season, they learn something every game. Let's see what the referee says. Here's your call.
After review, the Philadelphia non-shooter fails to make contact with the crease line until the ball has crossed the goal line. As such, the goal calling is upheld.
There you go. At the time that the shot was released from the stick, Von Harris was not in the crease, therefore it's a good goal. Wings up by 5.
That's right, Coach Clark's team remains down. And head coach Paul Day happy because his club has kept their foot on the gas pedal. A rare face-off loss for Baptiste, and procedural violation will give way to the Black Wolves for possession. 46 points on the year for Josh Courier, and even 23 goals, 23 assists. And there is 23, Tyler Digby. Shoved but not taken off the ball. The rest of Terrett, high shot. Doug Buchan uses his basket net to make that save. Bouncing pass back to Kyle Matisse.
Philadelphia Wings going to use every bit of this 30-second shot clock, every possession.
Almost looking for a 6-goal lead, their biggest yet. Had it, went through, but Blaze Reardon unsuccessful in the conversion effort. Andrew Suter the other way, shot, they score. Tyler Digby again, second of the night, 21st of the season. Actually, might be a hat trick for Digby, and it is his 22nd of the year. He's the first player to score a hat trick on either side. It's 7-11.
Yep, big Tyler Digby just coming right down Main Street, right in front of the net. Little face dodge, sees that right hand pipe, puts it on it. Nice goal, his 3rd of the night. Just such a big body. Doesn't have to worry about getting laid out at all. Just kind of drives through those checks. Gets his hands high, head of the stick high, buries it to that pipe. Nice goal for the hat trick by Tyler Digby.
So after Josh Courier's goal stands, Tyler Digby remains to cut in. It's been an exchange of 4-goal leads and 5-goal leads, but the Wings still maintaining that cushion. The goal went under review. It took a while, but it counts. Courier has it 11-7, Wings up by 4 with 9:21 to play. Rise and shine weekdays with PHL 17 Morning News. Get your weather, traffic, headlines, and your daily dose of morning fun with Nick, Demetria, Monica, and Jenna. Weekdays starting at 5 a.m. right here on PHL 17. An 11-7 score favors the Wings by 4 with less than 10 minutes to play in the 4th quarter. It's time to buckle down, kill some clock if you can, and walk out of here with a win.
Absolutely. Possessing the ball so critical right now for the Philadelphia Wings. They got to continue to be, go on the offensive rush to the goal. However, just really tighten up the defense. They cannot afford to give up some late goals right now.
Do you think the defense has maybe spread out a little bit than where they were in the first half? Do you think they're allowing a few more lanes right now?
it's the offense and it's the outside shooting of New England that they have to be worried about.
So here come the Black Wolves. They were trying to get within 3 of the Wings, but they were handcuffed, and so Steph Charbonneau, one of the many rookies that we talk about on a young Wings team that just continues to learn, and that's the important part. Joe Bloss does a tremendous amount of coverage for the National Lacrosse League on NLL.com, and he talks about it. The Wings, big hit. Wait a minute there. Greg Downing takes his man down, and now we'll get a stoppage, and the Black Wolves are awarded possession. I was going to say, though, as he talks about it, the Wings are in process mode. Philadelphia knows all about that, right? Trust the process with the 76ers, but you really do. You can see the signs of a very successful, fruitful team with ability for years to come, but there's a process to get to that point.
Yeah, no doubt. And again, they're learning the game. They like all the guys on the roster, and it's experiences like this that make the team better every game.
Jumping shot, Resetaritz was just trying to get Buchan to run out of room, but the goaltender sized up the forward. Big Frank Brown gallops forward. And is that an illegal substitution? Yes, it is. The Black Wolves got caught guilty again.
No, I think it's going to be dual penalties, a little mucking it up away from the ball between Burns.
Philadelphia number 25, New England number 9. Each have 2-minute minors, unsportsmanlike conduct, field strength 5-on-5.
I thought it was going to be the illegal substitution just because right around when the bench door opened for New England, I saw that was when the official's arm went up, but Gabes, you are correct, and it remains 5-on-5 with 2 guys sitting. Joel Coyle gets taken down hard right in front of the Wings door. Other side, though, got to stay focused on what the Black Wolves are trying to conjure up. Gajkowski out there with Digby and LeBlanc. There's Digby. One hand on the stick. Teresa Terrett's shot stopped by the Wings logo on the jersey of Doug Buchan.
Another big save by Buchan. So we hit the 7-minute mark. Let's take a look at this. Digby over to Resetaritz. Not the best shot. Hits him right in the chest.
Yeah, struggling to pick corners. They're just firing it on the net, hoping for a good result, but Doug Buchan has vanished a lot of those possibilities tonight.
Jamison answers with a big save right there on Rambo.
Buchan asked to do the same on the other side by LeBlanc, and he does. Downs spun away from a hit. Doug Buchan up to 44 saves on the evening. Fun Saturday night in Philadelphia. Bouncing shot. Might have caught the toe of Buchan before it scales high and hits the safety netting.
Great save. This is the time that Philadelphia really needs to tighten up their defense. They cannot give a lot of space. You got to have somebody on their gloves at all times.
Digby gets hit down from behind. They let it go. Here come the Wings as Jordan Hall, or rather Adam Ozika, will pump the brakes. 6 minutes to play. Wings holding on. Matisse has it. Waits and waits with 10 seconds to go in the shot clock. Harris. Matisse. Reardon might run out of room. He goes for the shot. That'll miss. Clock runs out against them. Let's go downstairs to Aaron Dolan.
Hey guys, energy is something the Wings have struggled with all season, either at the beginning or end of the game. But tonight they've been consistent, keeping their lead. As they say, slow and steady wins the race. Andrew?
Slow, steady, and I think Scott Gabrielson would say consistency helps too. Need to play a full 60 minutes. So far, so good through about 55. But Gabes, we saw last weekend, 5 minutes can make a world of a difference, as it did in San Diego.
Continue just to push forward, You heard Liam Pat say it at halftime, put your foot on the pedal, pedal to the metal, continue just to keep going forward. That's what the Wings need right now.
And yes, the clock is on their side. They picked up a loose ball, so Fresh 30 is now down to 20 and less than 5 minutes to go. Well, it's always fun to win, and if you can do it on your home turf, that's better than anything.
No doubt. There's nothing like winning games here in Philadelphia. So rewarding for the fans, for the players.
And video messages coming up on the Jumbotron throughout tonight's game from the Wings players to the fans saying thank you to the best fans in lacrosse. And as a guy who played 100 games in a Wings jersey, you stand by that comment, I imagine.
No doubt about it. Love the Philly Wings faithful. They make it great to play in front of them. Just the cheers keeps you coming back.
Good stop. The Wings showing some physicality. It's working for them. And now a quick goal. And Joe Resetarits also with a hat trick tonight. He's up to 19 on his season. A 3-goal difference, 11-8 the score.
Great pickup by Resetarits coming down that right-hand alley. Buchan just drops low and he pushes it over his shoulder. Digby in front, makes the save. Buchan makes that first save, but then Resetarits takes it off the left hand, out of that left-hand alley coming down. Here it is, here's your look. Just pushes it to the corner. Buchan thought he was going low. Resetarits kept it high. Finds the back of the net for the hat trick.
And we will be stepping aside in just a moment. Our final TV timeout in regulation. So the Black Wolves are inching closer. They're within 3, but with 3:49 to go, the Wings have the upper hand. They're going to look to take this game when we come back. This presentation of Philadelphia Wings Lacrosse is brought to you by Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance. Visit geico.com to see how much you could save. 3:49 to go in the fourth quarter. Scott Gabrielson, take us through our Geico play of the game.
Well, it's courtesy of number 1, Matt Rambo. Here's Matisse, throws to Rambo, sets his feet. Low shot score. Matt Rambo buries it low for the Geico play of the game. Rambo 2 on the night, 2 and 2 on the night. None bigger than that one right there. Put the Wings up 7-3 at the time. He's got 2 goals, 2 assists as the Wings have an 11-8 lead with 3:40 to go in this game.
And nearly 12,000 fans cheering them on as loud as they possibly can. What an atmosphere here. Just 2 home games left, including tonight, as that one rings off the post, but Doug Buchan has it somewhere in his equipment.
Wow, right inside the pipe on that shot. Buchan just made that save.
Wings have been haunted tonight by Tyler Digby, who played 3 years in Calgary prior to this season. And that will be the final team to visit Wells Fargo Center later on this year, April 6th. Calgary Roughnecks are going to be in town.
With some Western...
Without a helmet, nearly scoring.
Wow, Kevin Crowley on the crease, no helmet. Sits in front of the net, looked weird. It's almost like in warm-ups without a helmet on. Clanged it off the pipe. It's going to be a penalty on New England. Let's look at the replay. Top of your screen, here's Crowley. Gets his helmet knocked off, catches, fake, shot off the pipe. Kevin Crowley.
Check. Illegal cross-check. Greg Downing out of Fairfield University will sit for 2. And at a pivotal time for the New England Black Wolves, they will be penalized.
5-on-4 for Philadelphia on the power play. They've been effective tonight, and they continue it, and Crowley answers.
How about that? A hat trick for Kevin Crowley. 3rd goal of the night, 24th of the season. Crowley makes it 12-8.
Kevin Crowley draws the penalty, and then makes him pay for it as well. Comes off the pick, sets himself up, high stick, low shot, high to low shot. Kevin Crowley buries it for the huge goal for Philadelphia. On the power play, no less.
And that, Scott Gabrielson, may be the nail in the coffin for the New England Black Wolves here tonight.
Yep, third goal of the evening to go with 5 assists, 8 points for Crowley tonight against his former team.
And it's his second hat trick of the season against the Black Wolves, his 9th goal against New England in 3 games this year. He went from a fan favorite in New England to a Black Wolves killer here in Philadelphia. Matt Rambo not done yet. He runs into Jameson. Oh, look out for Doug Jamieson. Matt Rambo needs some help. Orange jerseys swarming on number 1 in the dark sweaters. The bell rings, and we're going to get some feistiness here.
Nishimura protecting his goalie. Rambo ran right into him. Nishimura is right there to defend his goaltender. Both of them are going to the box. Rambo's going to go for goalie interference. Nishimura is going to go in for roughing. Take another look at it. Rambo trying to get that right to left dodge. Couldn't get out of his stick. Runs right into Jamieson. Nishimura and Jamieson giving him some business right there.
I'm surprised Jamieson doesn't get a penalty here, Scott.
Jamieson throws left hooks in there, trying to get to Rambo.
Number 1, 2 minutes goaltender interference. Philadelphia number 1, 2 minutes roughing. New England, 2 minutes roughing. 5-on-4, 4 strength.
Yep. So the Black Wolves get the better end of it, and I believe Glenn Clark was going to call a timeout there. Doug Jamieson wanted to look over and see if they wanted to roll with an extra attacker. They could have made it 6-on-4.
Rambo's going to finish this game in the penalty box.
Sign up for the NLL newsletter. You will not want to miss a beat. Visit NLL.com.
Adam Osika also joining Rambo in the box. Glenn Clark talking to his offense. 5-on-4. New England on the power play. Close to 2 minutes to go.
So if they score here, they'll be back within 3, although they've got about 2 minutes left. They could elect to pull Jamieson. Preston Terrence is denied. Doug Buchan waiting, and he strokes it over to Dylan Evans. Dylan Evans dealing with some nasty stuff from Adam Bomberry, and he's not done yet. Takes a swat at the glove of Evans, who needs to just walk away from it. These are the kind of games where you look at this score and this time, and things can get out of hand.
Yep, smart timeout by Coach Paul Day. Evans was in trouble against the boards. Would have rather have seen him go to the open floor instead of going up against the boards, because he just got pushed to the boards. It's almost like a 6th defender on the floor. Philadelphia Wings going to get with Coach Tracy Kelusky on the offensive end. Glenn Clark drawing something up for the defense, trying to get a little more aggressive, see if they can get the ball back, get on the power play.
And earlier this week on the weekly coaches call, Tracy Kelusky joined us and said that we need to stop thinking about the end result. We need to worry about doing all the little things right. When you do all the little things right, you get the end result. And right now, that's what's happening for Philadelphia.
Yep. Agreed. Error-free play, right? Control the ball, possess the ball, do the right things. It's the fundamentals. Pass and catch right now is what's so important.
And as a guy who has a collection of rings, Scott, what makes a championship team a championship team?
Doing all the little things right, and just a whatever it takes mentality. Everybody from the leading scorer on the team to the guy that hasn't scored 1 goal. Selfless play and team effort. That's what it takes.
That is what's attempting to be taught to the Wings of today, of the modern era. A banner with 6 championship years hangs in the rafters. The Wings with more championships than any other professional team in the city of Philadelphia. They want to get back to those winning ways. It is a process, but it starts in year 1. Take a look at Doug Buchan, a little armpit action there, stopping that ball.
And you gotta say that there's some mixed feelings here between these two teams because the New England Black Wolves were the Philadelphia Wings before they relocated to New England. So the ownership group from New England used to be the Philadelphia Wings ownership for 28 years, and we're all part of those 6 championship years. So although it's a little, there's still some love here in Philadelphia, even for the Black Wolves.
And there is an empty net goal that will ice it. Anthony Jochum, 5th goal of the season. It's 13-8 Philadelphia.
New England just trying to scramble to double up the ball, but Anthony Jochum is not going to let that happen. He's taking that ball straight to the goal. Empty net goal, Anthony Jochum. Philadelphia, 13-8.
Well, the Black Wolves wanted to throw everything. Doug Jamieson was out of his cage. So head coach Glenn Clark not trying to give away wins. And the Black Wolves had an opportunity, Scott. Let's not forget. If they would have won this game, they had a chance to clinch a playoff spot. And now that's going to be delayed.
Looks like Glenn Clark is challenging this goal. You just see the Philadelphia Wings teammates surrounding Anthony Jochum. What a great effort on defense all night is rewarded with an empty net goal. Just a great play. Teammates happy to see it.
What do you think of Glenn Clark challenging this? I mean, either way, if it goes back, okay, you're down by 4 with 41 seconds to go.
That's all you got. That's all you got. You make the challenge.
Mandatory review, not a challenge.
Yeah, I would think it's mandatory.
After review, the goal call on the field is confirmed. Good goal.
So it stands. Second goal to be placed under review tonight. That a mandatory challenge. The other, Glenn Clark of the New England Black Wolves challenging it. The Wings win both of those. Half a minute left. 11,000 plus on their feet.
A complete game by Philadelphia from start to finish. They talk about having energy in the first quarter. Well, they had it first, second, third, and fourth.
And you're going to get some more. How about Joe Resetaris and Adam Ozika getting into it? Then behind the play, another Wings player. Ozika is going to walk away from Resetaris. Digby is held on to for a moment by Burns. And then walking out of the war there, look at that. The Wings showing that Philly fight. Welcome to Philadelphia, Matt Bennett. And if he plays like that, Scott, he'll fit right in this city.
Absolutely. Philly will love him for that. Here they go. They just dropped their gloves. O'Connor and Bennett. O'Connor gets him down, but then Bennett with the reversal pins him.
Yeah, no punches thrown
Fighting till the last whistle.
Two minutes slack, 2 minutes rough. 5-on-5.
Even with the penalty, both teams are going to have players in the penalty box. 15.7 left. Just great effort, as I was saying before. Start to finish for Philadelphia, consistent. They set the tone, played well. Largest lead of the game at halftime. Philadelphia's going to close out New England to better them 2-1 in this 3-game series.
Tyler Digby flew it.
Only appropriate that Doug Buchan makes that save. Again, if there is an MVP of this game, it's going to be number 57, Doug Buchan.
There's the horn, and 13-8 is the final score. The Philadelphia Wings win in front of their home crowd on Fan Appreciation Night, and they take the season series against the New England Black Wolves 2-1.
Wings win, Wings win, Wings win. Love to see it. Great effort by Philadelphia. Excellent goaltending by Doug Buchan. Matt Rambo, Kevin Crowley with a huge night. 3 goals, 5 assists. Impressive.
Doug Buchan has oh so good tonight for the Wings as he gets applause, high fives, fist bumps and all from his teammates. And you know what? They rewarded their goaltender. A great performance from the man in between the pipes, leads to good defense, leads to a bunch of goals for the Wings here tonight.
Yep, Doug Buchan, 54 saves on the night, up 62 shots. He was solid all game long. Offense led by Kevin Crowley, 3 goals, 5 assists, Rambo 2 and 2.
And you can see the appreciation of the fans as they stay standing here through the handshake line. They don't just head out right into the concourse and they leave. They support their team here on Fan Appreciation Night, showing the love. And unfortunately, a lacrosse season goes by quick. Gabes, we're down to just one more home game after this when the Calgary Roughnecks come to town in a couple of weeks.
Yeah, but nothing better. Now the Wings are going to take their victory lap. That's why the fans stay. It's tradition for the Philadelphia Wings after they shake the opponent's hands to take a victory lap. Fans all get up against the glass, give high fives to the players as they make their victory lap at the Wells Fargo Center.
They're about to roam around, and here comes the Philadelphia Wings parade. The high fives to the fans over the glass, showing their appreciation. 3 stars of the night, Josh Carrion, Doug Buchan, and Kevin Crowley. And right now, Aaron Dolan's chatting with the second star of the game, goaltender Doug Buchan.
Doug, 46 saves tonight. What changed from the last time you played New England?
Yeah, it starts with the defense in front of me. They're giving me good shots to look at from the half wall, not kind of letting the guys get over top, and keeping the shots a low probability to score. And it makes me look good, but it's a lot of the effort comes from them.
And the 3rd win of the season for your team. What does this mean to you?
It means a lot. We've been struggling in the 4th quarter. It means a lot, I think, to all of us in the room to be able to come in front of all these fans and put together 4 full quarters.
And talk about the momentum going forward for the rest of the season.
Yeah, it's something to build off, right? We played 60 minutes today, but we got to bring that every week. 45 minutes isn't going to do it for us in this league. It's not going to do it for anybody, so it feels good to put 60 together.
Congratulations. Back to you guys.
Well, Doug Buchan says, my teammates made me look good, but don't be modest. You were great tonight, right?
Absolutely. Any great team needs a great goalie.
That's
tonight,
right.
He was a great goalie, made some huge saves. Again, 54 on 62 shots. But I do agree with him. The defense in front of him played so well. They made him look good, but he made them look good, and that's what great defense is all about.
Well, when you really think about it, even last weekend, go against San Diego, you didn't get the result you wanted, but you had the stout defense for a lot of that game, and they got the good defense here. So let's head to break, and when we come back, we'll have more post-game coverage from the Wings' 13-8 win at home over the New England Black Wolves. Well, we're back. The Wings are back and where we belong for a 13-8 win at home. South Philadelphia, nearly 12,000 people here tonight. What a night this was. Scott Gabrielson alongside I'm Andrew Mossbrooks. A huge win for the Wings tonight. You know, Tracy Kelusky earlier in the week talks about doing all the little things right. Don't focus on the result. But when you do those little things right, you get the result, and that's what happened tonight.
Yes, they were rewarded by hard work. Hard work pays off, and they did it both on the started really at the defensive end and were rewarded at the offensive end. But 4 quarters, Coach Day always talks about play a full game. Set the tone. They set the tone. They set it early. They set it in the middle of the game, and they set it late. And it was a big win for Philadelphia at home in front of 12,000.
And they won by 5 goals. They also had multiple 5-goal leads in the game. After 30 minutes, New England had just scored 3 goals. And yes, we know this is a team that didn't have Callum Crawford with them, their leading scorer, one of the best in the NLL. But they had Tyler Digby. They had Stephen LeBlanc. Let's not sell this short. This was a strong playoff team in the New England Black Wolves that came into South Philadelphia and were bested by the young rookie Wings.
Yes, they were. And it just shows the fire. It's kind of the youth and you know, there's a very nice blend of experience and youth with the Philadelphia Wings, and they delivered it tonight. The defense, they had 11 defenders on the floor, on the roster tonight. It was strategic by Paul Day, and I think that those defenders wore down the New England Black Wolves, but more than anything, they played so aggressively. They picked up ground balls, they pushed the transition, the defense created offensive, as I've said throughout the game, and it was really impressive. Kevin Crowley with the, one of his best performances of the season. 3 goals, 5 assists against his former team. The Big Cat, 8 points.
He's becoming a Black Wolves killer
right,
real early
yes,
on. So they got offense, they got great defense, and they got unbelievable goaltending. 54 saves from Doug Buchan, our player of the game.
Player of the game, Doug Buchan, number 57, just consistent all night. Continues to just stay solid in the pipes. He's good low, he's good high. He's been doing great just closing off the pipes for the opposing shooters. Again, he said in his selfless comments is that it was the guys in front of him that made him look good. Again, we kind of laughed about that. It's always the goaltender. When they play well, the goaltender makes the defense play a little more aggressive with more confidence. We've had that experience at Philadelphia, knows that so well with the legendary Dallas Elliott in the goal. Well, Buchan had
That's right.
Dallas Elliott-like game tonight.
I wanted to say it, but I didn't know if that would offend you. He was channeling his inner Dallas Elliott. I know how highly you speak of him, but he's been great. We take a look at our final stats in this game. Look at all those shots, and New England not even getting to double digits against Doug Buchan.
Yep, just a great effort. It's the saves, it's the loose balls, it's a great effort. It's Crowley with 3 goals, 5 assists. Matisse had 5 assists. Rambo had 2 and 2 on the night. Really balanced scoring for the Philadelphia Wings in this effort. Start to finish, impressive win and victory at home for Philadelphia.
And Doug Buchan getting his 2nd win of the season. The Wings improving to 3-10. They'll be on the road next week, but from here, the final score from Wells Fargo Center is 13-8. Visit NLL.com for an all-access pass to the National Lacrosse League and get the latest news, highlights, stories, and more. For Scott Gabrielson and Aaron Dolan, I'm Andrew Mossbrooks. You've been watching the National Lacrosse League on PHL 17. Coming up next, it's Friends.